YouTube, B Smokehouse here, back with you. And today I think we're gonna marinate some skirt steak for some tacos. I'm gonna try to do as many homemade items to this taco as possible. So I've got some 3 pieces of skirt steak. That skirt steak chain must have been about a good 6 to 7 feet. I've broken it down, got a lot of the silver skin out, and then I left some of that good remaining fat. So it's very important on these to know which way the grain's running, because again, once I go and I cook these, and then right before I place them on the taco, I'll cut this piece in half and I'll cut against the grain, right? So alright, I've got some salt, black pepper, cumin, cayenne, chipotle powder, onion powder, garlic powder, beef powder, brown sugar. I've got a bit of canola oil. I've got 1 lime quartered, and I've got an orange. This is a sweet orange. I've got a portion of Modelo, and I've got some paprika. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get this marinade together. Got my bowl. Okay, I'm going in with garlic powder. It's real simple. Onion powder. My chipotle powder. A pinch of cayenne powder. I've got cumin. Got cumin. Alright. Going with a touch black pepper. I am going to actually excuse me, season getting to me. I'm actually going to salt down and using this fine sea salt. This will actually go on the skirt steak itself. Right? Now I'm going to go in with a bit, not all of it, a bit of the beer. Just a little bit. And then paprika. The actual amounts will be down below in the description. Canola oil. I'm trying to get a paste going. So most people generally submerge their flap steak, inside or outside flap steak, or a skirt. Sorry, got to get a bit of acidity to the party. All right. I generally submerge it in a liquid, right? A liquid base of beer, lime, lemons, and whatever else you want to put in there. However, so moisture, a lot of times, especially the way you cooking these, can be your enemy, especially if you're trying to get a good crust, some good browning, some excellent browning on these skirt steak pieces, right? These will be cooked directly over hot charcoal, so the worst thing they could do is be really wet, right? I don't want that. So I think that's all the orange I might use. Actually, I might go in with that other. Now that I think about it. Just squeezing the orange right in. Again, this is a real simple marinade. Now I've still got to come in, and I've got to go in with my beef powder. Gonna amplify that beef flavor. And in beef powder, that's not the only thing that's in here. There are several different types of seasonings in here, right? This got some sugar in here. It's got a bit of salt. It's got some other things in there. It's not just beef, right? All right. And then to kind of cut all this acidity, I like to go in, cut it with a bit of brown sugar, right? We're going to call it that. The brown sugar is going to help us get some excellent browning, because like I said, we are going directly over the flame, right? Directly over some flank steak. Some people call this skirt steak, flap steak, right? You got an inside and an outside. You can use either or. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get some of this marinade down. We're going to massage it in. Then I'll reserve some for when I go inside of my Ziploc bag. And then I'm going to get in here again. I ain't got no gloves on today, guys. That's fine. My hands are clean. We're going to massage it in. Get that marinade massaged in. Smells good already. Alright. And then I'm still going to hit this with some salt. Now, don't want to go too heavy with the salt because, again, I'm using other things in this marinade. Top, and on top. Alright, and we're going to reserve that for my Ziploc bag. We're going to get this rubbed in. This couldn't be any simpler. I fancy or pride myself on not making things harder than they actually need to be, right? That salt's gonna work on denaturing and breaking down those fibers as well as bringing some moisture to the party. Here, close it up, put it back in this bowl after I rinse and clean it out, and then this will set in the fridge. I'll bring you guys back tomorrow when I have a fire started. We're gonna get these cooked off. I will also be making some corn tortillas and doing the sides and everything else that can accompany one of these different tacos. Stay tuned. If you haven't done so already, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is going to be a pretty good one. Stay tuned. Alright, here you see all my ingredients to make my avocado crema. I've got tomatillos, I've got cilantro, I've got one Roma tomato, I've got a whole medium onion, I've got some garlic, I got some lime, I got a jalapeno. So everything minus the avocado and cilantro will get fired off over the hot charcoals. You want to see some excellent color. This all will get blended down. Then we put in a teaspoon or so of chicken base or chicken bouillon along with some salt. And then I'll go in with some Mexican crema, and that'll be our jalapeno avocado crema. We're also going to char off these limes. Brings a depth of flavor. If you haven't tried charred lime or charred lemon, give it a try. I'll bring you guys back when I'm getting ready to get these over the fire. Stay tuned. Alright, we've got our veggies on here. I am charring the lime. Got my jalapenos on there with the garlic. I didn't want to put the garlic on the grate because I fear that it will fall through. We're going to get a little char on these vegetables. I will move some forward and get some actual char on there. The char is flavor. This will be the same fire we're going to put the steak over. However, I need these logs to die down a bit, which is why I'm going ahead and char off these vegetables right now. Stay tuned. Alright, we're going to have to do this in batches. I've got all of my charred up vegetables, the tomatillos, tomatoes, garlic, jalapeno in here. And so now I'm going to give this charred lime a squeeze. So one of the issues I have when I make this, I always make it too watery. I want there to be a bit of consistency, a bit of thickness in this. So for that reason, I'm going to wait until the end until I try to manipulate the consistency, right? So this is absolutely going to be thick and green. Smells good already. Alright, so got my NutriBullet. Gonna go on. This last tomatillo, and then I have a bit more lime juice to go in there along with this avocado. I'm gonna do that off camera. I'll bring you guys back when I adjust the consistency. Alright, this is to the consistency that I wanted. I didn't have to add any water. It's tangy. It's got a bit of acidity to it. I'm going to actually go ahead and probably top it off with some of that charred lime. And I'm going to let this rock. I didn't have to use this extra tomatillo. Don't fret. I won't be throwing it away. I'll probably freeze that and use it next time I want to make a salsa or make tacos or make a marinade. It makes a hell of a green marinade. Alright, I'm going to top this. This will go into my fridge. Again, the longer this sits, the better it tastes. And then I'll bring you guys back. I'm getting ready to throw that meat on. And I'll bring you guys back here shortly. Alright, here's that meat. Looking good. It's definitely smelling good. I'm going to let it sit out here for probably the next 10-15 minutes. I just threw another log on that fire I'm gonna let that produce me some coals, and then we're gonna get this meat on over the coals. Stay tuned. All right, we just got this meat on here. I'll give it a minute or so, and I'm gonna flip. We're gonna keep flipping this until this meat gets to where I want. We do have some high wind, so I won't keep the camera on. But when this is done, I'll bring you guys back. All right, let's see how we're looking. This is flip number 2. Well, this will be flip number 3. Let's see what we got. We can start to get some good color. All right, we got a little bit more charring coming on. That's good. Hey, that sizzle, that's what you want. That one's got some good char on it. All right. Seem to be hot in this corner. That's where my log is. I might move that log over. I say we got a good 5 to 10 more minutes on this. Here's how I've been temping it. I'm not going to use a thermometer on this. I've been touching it. Still got some give to it. That's fine. That marinade tastes awesome. See, that fat is going to keep everything nice and moist. Stay tuned. Alright, here's my meat. It's going to sit in my restaurant pan, relax for the next 15-20 minutes. In the meantime, I've got some tortillas to make. Alright, here's a piece of the finished product. As you can tell, we already been eating on it. It's pretty good. I made myself a tester taco. However, this video is about the meat. The tacos are a plus. So I want you guys to make note of the grains, which way it's going. Alright, so this piece was cut in half. Right? But you want to slice across the grain, real thin like. So I see which way the grain's going, then I very thinly, I'm sorry. So what we're doing is we're cutting across the grain to shorten those meat fibers. If you don't do it this way, you'll find that no matter what type of flap steak or any type of beef that you cook and then you cut up, it'll be tough. So this just, the slightest give tears apart. And that's kind of what you want. You see it's still a tad bit pink in the center. It's also what you want. So let's give it a taste so I can go ahead and close this video out. Really good. That marinade, believe it or not, that those oranges shine through, that lime of course shines through. You get a background flavor of cumin. That chipotle chili powder shines through. That brown sugar implements a sweetness that's not too overbearing, but it ties everything together. This is really good. I'll definitely be doing this again. I'm making tacos with this. However, you can absolutely make burritos. You can eat it just like this. Make you some cilantro rice. Make you some black beans. The options are endless with this. If you haven't done so, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will come back after I've put a plate together. I still got some tortillas to cook off. I made my own tortilla shells, corn, yellow corn to be specific. I got to cook those off. When I put the plate together, I'll bring you guys back and show you what that plate looks like with this beautiful cut of meat. Again, there's another piece. Can you see that? Pretty good. Till next time, be Smokehouse out.